I'm not sure if I'm going to release this on the big channel. I'm going to talk about this. I guess I could review it with sadness in my heart and everything. This is the Sortimo German-made Bosch-cased hard drive I built. Back on my other channel, I used to do Mad Science Hour, and it was just episodes, I don't know, 40 episodes of me doing weird shit. And at some point I had a Vantech 4-port 4 hard drive array thing with a fan on top, and it was cylindrical. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be great. And I used that until it cooked 2 out of the 4 hard drives. They still worked, they just got so hot they shut off. And the problem was the Vantech had a fan on top that was like a thin 80. And you look at it, it was this big cylinder. Then you take it apart and it's like, oh, those are just fake metal things or on plastic. And then it was like stack built, and there was no space for air. The vent was in the bottom, the air went up the sides, and then to the fan and out. It never went through the hard drives. So the bottom hard drive got cooled from the air coming in, and the top hard drive had a fan blowing out. But those 2 middle drives, man, holy shit. I couldn't even touch them when I pulled them out, when it started having errors. So I'm like, all right, this is stupid. I'm gonna build one of these that's got better airflow, better cooling management, better whatever. Because, you know, cooking your hard drives is bad. And I went looking for NASs, and then, you know, they were all enclosures that did like 4 or 8, and they all cost like $800. And I'm like, I could do one for way cheaper than this. And I wanted to keep it Esata speeds, and I wanted to make it convenient and unique, and here it is. So this is a 4-inch Sortimo. There's different sizes. There's a narrow one, which I actually have one back there, used for my toolboxes. There's this one, and then there's a bigger one, and then there's an even bigger one. And I picked this one because German-made. On the back here, you see 2 Noctua fans, no covers. You see power switch, fuse, plug. Here are the eSATA adapters that come out, and down here you see a ton of holes. And I had to do some math on the holes, because the amount of air this is blowing out at Noctua speeds had to coincide with the amount and velocity per hole, and had to be 1/2-inch holes or 3/8 versus 1/2-inch. These are 3/8 holes, I think. And when I open it up, I'll lay it down. Oh, and this is a screen that should tell you that here's the power button. It is a tight fit. Anyone who complained about my computer build video obviously doesn't understand. Hold on, this has a leg. And it'll flop like that. Doesn't understand how much I like a tight fit. Giggity. So this will hold 10 hard drives. I built it to hold 10. My tape's coming off even though I taped it yesterday. There's 8 in it currently. This one's empty, and that one back there is empty. This is a switching power supply, a 30 amp 12 volt for LEDs, which if I redid it, I'd use a better power supply. And it's got no cover, no fan, because when you close it, it ends up right here, right in front of those fans, so there's no heat problems with that. All this wiring here is to control the fans, and honestly, it didn't need it. Here are the temperature sensors, a temperature probe attached to every hard drive. And my friend IT Man hooked me up with all the boards and stuff programmed with the adjustment and the screen to tell me every individual hard drive temperature, and then take an average, and then if any of them were getting too hot, it would kick those fans up to full power, which they're Noctuas, so they could just be full power all the time. But the temperature warning buzzer, which is in there also, was useful, because if I shut the air conditioners off in this room, and it's sort of like right now where it's like 80 degrees out, and it's sitting down there idling and doing video encoding on and off the drives, beep beep, and it would beep faster and faster and faster as it got closer to the 110 cutoff, which would shut this whole thing down. So this is all very cool. This is a soft backed glued on foam thing that holds all the drives in place because they're not screwed into anything. There's slots they slide into. I'm gonna pull one out because I'll get to why I'm doing this review in a second. Let me finish the review and then I'll get to it. Up here we have a 5-to-1 eSATA port multiplier, and another one over here. So 5 on each, that's 10 drives. I have the 2 pieces going to the externals there. You hook it up with some 6-foot cables to a controller card. All of a sudden it's like your computer's got 10 hard drives, or in this case 8. All the power lines here coming off the 12 all had to be custom made and then shortened and everything. That was a really interesting way to do the SATAs, because I had to get them everywhere and not block airflow. So having those nice perfect length, and you have no idea how many different SATA cables I had to buy to get that to do that. But look at it. It's one of my, I'm proudest, I think, of anything I've built, because it's just it's a thing of beauty. You can see the holes, and when it's closed, air gets blown out there, and it has to come in because it's a sealed box through those holes. And sure enough, you feel any of these drives after they've been running, and it can get like 100, 110, but that's it. Nothing gets super hot. And the other holes are covered there, and for when I put another drive in this, which may never happen now. So the reason I'm reviewing this, or taking it out and showing it to you, is because I took my home theater PC from the living room, and the SSD was I thought the SSD was going bad. It's possible it wasn't that at this point, but I was getting blue screens. All right, it's time to upgrade that old 80 gig SSD with Windows 8. I put a brand new 850 Evo with Windows 10. I installed the card. I plugged this in. Oh, got to install the drivers. Install the drivers. This works for a few restarts. You know, everything reads. All my movies, music, pictures, all the Z reviews, raw data is all in here. And then all of a sudden, the next restart, when I put it up on the shelf, 4 out of these 8 local disk, 0 bytes. The other 4, 2 of them are okay. 2 of them are jumbled names with the wrong sizes, and I can only get the partial files. So it's a damn mess. It's a goddamn mess. It's a mess. And it's been 2 days. It's been over 24 hours now. And I've hooked it up to another computer. I've put the card in and out. I've got the little USB readers, and nothing's working. So I'm going to pull individual drives out now and check them directly to the motherboard of my machine with the Windows 10 operating system, and see if it's these controllers fucking it up or that controller fucking it up. But the point of this review, because this is a review, is I built this and it worked damn near flawlessly for 2+ years. I need, you know, the house is on fire. I need all my stuff. I reach down there, grab the handle, and walk away. Here's all of my stuff. It was not RAIDed. None of these were in RAID. This was just individual drives. When I plugged into my computer, 8 hard drives popped up. I had AppMax Sync set to take, you know, here's HSG1, HGST1, HGST2. All my movies are on this. AppMax program every night would check, and if it was a new movie, it would put it to this one. On different controllers, on different sides. And it would, you know, everything would shuffle around and get resorted, and nothing would be lost. At least I thought so. So whatever happened when I plugged this into Windows 10 and got it to, you know, it worked, it didn't work. Now is a matter of what fucked up. Did Windows 10 fuck it up? Did the thing over there, the drivers not compat well? There's very few of those types of cards. Are these things all right? I mean, I've had a problem in 2 years. I've taken this thing to LAN parties, unplugged it, probably put the wires in backwards, seems fine. Operating system change, screws it up. So now I'm going to pop out. This is awkward to say the least, but I'm going to pull one out. And I have checked, and hot swap is enabled on my desktop. So that comes out. That comes out. This little temperature probe, I could either detape it or just pull it out. And now this simply slides out, because with the foam here to press against it, it's not going to slide up. It hits a foam blocked wall that way. I can't slide left and right, so that's how that attaches. Now this hard drive, and there's a 3 terabyte in here. One of these is filled with anime, and that one's fine as well. It's either this one or this one. I want to bet it's this one, and it's the ones right next to each other. So I'm going to pull them out now and individually scan them with the River Phoenix, whatever recovery software, and see how they go down. But this itself, look at it. Modification, case mods. You know, this is what Zeos used to do when Zeos didn't have anything to do with headphone reviews. Zeos would do this shit for days on end. So, hope you enjoyed this. These are all a mixed mishmash of anywhere from a 1, that's a 1, to 1.5. There's 2 3s and 3 4s. I love this thing to death. And I hope I can continue using it. But if I can't, well, then you check the other channel out for whatever I do next.